The Sharpeville protest, a fight for humanity. What would you risk to simply be treated as human? On March 21, 1960, thousands of ordinary people in South Africa asked themselves this question, and their answer changed the course of history. In the township of Sharpeville, about 5,000 black South Africans gathered outside the local police station. They weren't carrying weapons, just their passbooks, the hated documents that controlled their movements under apartheid's brutal system. These small booklets were the physical embodiment of oppression. Black South Africans couldn't travel, work, or even exist in certain areas without them. The penalties for violations were harsh: arrest, imprisonment, families torn apart. That morning, the protesters had left their passbooks at home deliberately. It was an act of peaceful civil disobedience, organized by the Pan-Africanist Congress. Their message was simple: arrest us all if you can. By midday, the atmosphere remained peaceful. Children played between adults' legs. Some protesters even brought lunch. No one expected what would happen next. At 1:15 p.m., without warning, the police opened fire on the crowd. For 30 seconds, half a minute that felt like an eternity, officers fired more than 700 rounds into the unarmed crowd. They shot many protesters in the back as they fled. When the shooting stopped, 69 people lay dead. Among them were 8 women and 10 children. Another 180 were wounded. Many victims were shot in the back. The world's reaction was immediate and visceral. For the first time, many around the globe saw the true face of apartheid. The UN Security Council condemned the actions. Countries began implementing sanctions. South Africa found itself increasingly isolated on the world stage. The massacre catalyzed the anti-apartheid movement globally. International pressure mounted. Economic sanctions tightened. The African National Congress, driven underground, intensified its resistance. It would take another 34 years before apartheid finally fell, but many historians point to Sharpeville as the moment when its foundation cracked. Today, March 21st is observed as Human Rights Day in South Africa. The Sharpeville Memorial stands as a reminder that systems of oppression, no matter how powerful they seem, can be overcome. When you face injustice in your own life, remember Sharpeville. Remember that the arc of history bends toward justice not on its own, but because ordinary people just like you, decide to bend it. The passbooks are gone now, but the lesson remains. Human dignity is worth fighting for, and no system of oppression can stand forever against the tide of those demanding to be treated as fully human.